Okay, number one. What motivates you to attempt and then reattempt this record?
I was motivated to break this record because I knew that I could break it. Like the second I saw it on the Guinness compilation. And it's, I think a lot of people want to set a world record and it's like a dream, and so to finally have that opportunity, I was excited, and then once I got it, I knew I could double the record because I had on my own personal practice, and I didn't double the record when I set the record in public at the library. So that's why I want to reattempt this record, because I want it to get to my personal best at least, and possibly further than my personal best. And then so that way my personal best and the world record are both the same.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you find the process of building the stack relaxing, satisfying, and therapeutic? Or is it simply fun?
I find the process of stacking relaxing when I'm in a big part of it. It's mostly just fun. It could be, it's very meditative though. So that's therapeutic. Meditative is therapeutic. So I find the building the stacks very much a therapeutic meditation, and then I end up thinking in the geometric patterns and shapes, and it's a whole way of thinking, and it's more of the pattern continuation for me when I'm stacking, because I want to see the pattern continue more than just, oh, I'm trying to stack blocks. I'm watching the pattern continue, and that's what makes me run out of blocks.
Have you always been into building, stacking, puzzles, etc.? What similar stuff do you do? And is it a big part of your life or just a hobby? Just a hobby.
I've definitely always been into it, and I've definitely always been into stacking things. I remember when I was a kid, I would always put coins on their side if I could, and it's just a hobby though, because there's no real practical use of it other than setting a world record. I can balance. I like stacking anything. I started out stacking coins, and anything to do with balance is something that I'm really interested in. I'll have to look back at this lighting.
Yeah, that's lit. That's not lit. That's lit. That's not lit. That's lit. That's not lit. Okay. Continuing. Was Jenga a particular childhood passion of yours? Have you been into it for years, and if so, from what age and why?
Jenga was not a particular childhood passion of mine. I barely remember the game. I remember one time some friends wanted to play dominoes, and they got out the Jenga set. That's the only time I could remember Jenga. I remember playing Jenga a little bit in high school with some friends, but never particularly good at Jenga. I would probably lose often, actually, in the actual games.
Didn't someone suggest that you do Jenga after you did the on the dime video?
When I stacked thousands of coins on a dime, people said I would be good at Jenga, and I played Jenga with a giant coin stack where I took coins out from it and I put it on the top. And then I didn't actually get an actual Jenga set until my son was a few years old, and I was able to get it for Christmas, and then I did some fun things with it from some challenges where I tried to remove the bottom tower. Everyone loved that trick where you try to drop it, the impossible Jenga tower challenge, and I didn't really know it was going to turn into much until I saw the world record for it, and I had to then start collecting as many sets as I could, because I knew as many sets as I can get, I'm probably going to be able to stack, and so far that's been true.
What is the current record?
The current record
No offhand.
I hold is 353 blocks.
Okay.
And
what record are you aiming for?
I'm aiming for 486, because I've never stacked that many. I've stacked 432, but I got this new Jenga set here that I haven't opened yet. Maybe I'll build that as the base, because once I get all the blocks on, it's all the blocks. I haven't stacked those ones yet. So 486 blocks, because I have 8 full Jenga sets and I have 1 extra block that, because of when I just had an extra Jenga block, just 1 Jenga block for years, because after I set the record for most coins on a dime at thousands, someone sent me a game called Stack It, which was like the opposite of Jenga. They were doing a Kickstarter program for where they wanted to, you just put on all these different shapes. It was like a stacking game, and I collected other random pieces for it, and one of the pieces I had was a Jenga piece block that I added to the game because it seemed appropriate, and so I had 1 Jenga block, and now I've collected 8, 9 sets that I will balance on.
You said
1.
You wanted to align your best with the record. What does that mean?
I want to make sure I got this extra set, because my personal best is 432 blocks balanced on 1 block, and like the record is only 353. So the world record isn't like the best that's happened in the world, because I know for a fact that I've done better than what the certificate says. And I want the certificate to say what the actual best that I've ever done is. So I want to do better this time, so that way when I get the next certificate, it actually says what is the best that I've done. Instead of, because I really wanted to say what I've done instead of just saying what I was able to do that time. I even got the 363 that day, but it fell on the 363rd block, but I was placing blocks after that. And
what are your overall strategies with a build like this? Please take us through the various phases or stages of the build as you see it panning out. What are the trickiest parts?
Well, the trickiest parts are at the beginning of the build, when I have to put on the first few blocks. I have to select blocks that aren't wobbly like this one, and when these first few blocks go on, they have to go on one at a time, and that's when the most weight can be displaced in the tower, and that's the part that needs to be done right. And then it gets easy for a while because it's just continuation of pattern, and then it gets tricky again because it gets so big that it starts to get delicate, and you have to make sure that everything's perfect, and the challenge happens again with endurance and patience.
What are the stages? Did you go through the stages? I guess you did.
I kind of, yeah, the stages of the build is every, the first step is a little tricky. I have a whole video explaining it. And then once I get out a ways, I go up, and then there's always, once in a while there's an expansion layer, every 4 layers usually. It goes out to encompass 4 more blocks onto a layer, so that way every time I'm going up, there's more blocks and more blocks, and it doesn't have to, I'm not trying to build up tall, I'm just trying to build out as wide as I can.
Okay. Cool.
Okay. Wow.
422, 423, 423, 424, 425, 426, 427, 428, 429, 430, 431, 432, careful, 433,
Yeah, a little bit leaning towards that side, I think.
Oh, so you just passed the record you were aiming for was 432?
Yeah.
And you just passed
I got
that.
433.
433.
So this is officially my personal best and the world record at the same time. So they are, it's the same now. The best that has happened in the world
you
is...
were thinking maybe 486.
This should make it up to 486 here.
Yeah.
Because this would be 53 blocks.
Are we counting? From
434, 435, 436, 437, 438, 439,
440, 441, 442, 443, 444, 445, 446, 447, 448, 449, 450, 451, 452, 453, 454, 455, 456, 457, 458, 459, 460, 461, 462, 463, 464, 465, 466, 466. 467. 400. What was it? 68. 469. 470. 471. 472. 473. 475. 476. 477. 478. This is the 478th.
And I have 9 to go.
We have 9. 478. And then 486. Yay! Wow! Okay.
Alright, so a final height of 18 1/4 inches. Oh, yeah, 18 1/4 inches tall at this corner. I didn't think I went any wider than the 14, except from corner to corner. It is 16 there. These edges reach out to be 6.5, just.
Okay.
Okay, and then the 30 seconds, I'm sure has gone by, but I have to
Oh, yeah.
make sure that was.
Make sure it's on camera.
Yeah, that one has the camera on it too. So.
Yeah.
That's the record. 486 Jenga blocks stacked on one vertical Jenga block. That is the new world record. Okay, now that I have all of my blocks there, I'm actually happy with it. That's super great. Okay, you can,
Okay, this just went off because it died again.
It died again?
Yes.
Okay, plug it back in and go get Vincent.
Okay.
Okay, now with the 486 blocks on top of one vertical Jenga block, making my personal best because I've never stacked this many blocks before, the same as the world record because nobody in the world has ever stacked this many blocks before. So now when I get the certificate, it will actually say the best I've ever done. If this is acceptable. There was some struggle with the calculations throughout, so I thought I might have blown it with like calculating. I thought I might not have had all the pieces there like I thought, but over recalculation, they are all there.
Oh, you're gonna do the domino thing? See if that knocks it over.
Okay, get that camera? Or...
Don't. I'll get this camera. No. Wait.
Okay.
Ready?
Wait, no.
No, we're not ready.
Ready?
Okay, first...
I'm hiding.
Okay.
Whoa.
Now I'm
First, let me get the picture.
Okay.
Okay. Wait. Stand next to me,
With
Jasmine.
me behind it.
With you behind it. Don't
Carefully.
touch anything.
Cutie pies.
Okay. Now come back over here.
Now knock the first domino over. Oh.
What?
I just
Knock
did
the
that.
second one over.
I knew it.
Ready, set, punch it! I punched it. If I didn't, let me hug it. I'm going to hold that.
Yay.
You still have these bunch dominoes to do?
No, those are all the empty boxes.
These are all the empty boxes. Are these all the Jenga ones?
Yeah, those are all the Jenga boxes that I stacked. Alright, so
Okay.
that was it. That was
So-
the record. I did the 486. We got to see it crash. Now I need to send everything in.